Okay, answer the question.
I would rather fuck a guy than get strapped by a girl.
You're lying.
Never say never.
Do we need therapy?
Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top. Right about now, we're gonna take it from the top.
Jamie, Jim Bob, would you rather fuck a man or get strapped by a woman?
Oh my god.
Your dream?
No,
Please tell me that's not your
Is it
dream.
your
No,
dream?
it's not.
Is it your dream?
Okay.
Wait,
No.
sorry. Pause. Vic, can I ask you a personal question?
Of course.
Do you wish you could strap
No.
James?
No.
I don't, because I am so respectful of her boundaries.
Thank you so much,
You
baby.
guys are perfect
But
together.
if
That's not the
wasn't a
question, though,
boundary-
but-
No. The thing is though,
like
like
regardless of her boundaries or not, I want you to answer.
no, totally. I think it's tough to say because we are now almost 3 years in this relationship that I'm so comfortable with how she feels that I would never ever even like think about it. Like I would never.
Okay, but think about it.
Yeah.
No,
We're
I
saying
don't think I
Don't
would.
think about it logically for a second. Just like take that out of the picture.
I don't think I would.
Wow, interesting.
I think you're
Great,
still
good
thinking
for
about
you.
her feelings.
Do you want to strap somebody?
No, I don't
that's
think
perfect.
so. I actually don't think so.
Really?
You don't strike me as like a strap it on kind of gal.
No, I'm not.
Carly doesn't strike me as a strap-it-on kind of girl, and she fucking wants to. and I
No,
don't
you
see
kind
that.
of do sometimes because I feel like you're just like the amount of things you hump in a day.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's hilarious.
Literally, that does not shock me
It
at all.
doesn't shock me at all.
I look at it
doing
like
that too
dominance, though.
yesterday.
Yeah, you were humping everything.
Yeah,
You
I don't
were
know
like
why.
air
Just a horny
humping
guy.
just the air around us, and I was like, "Hello."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't.
Anyway,
That doesn't.
I
That
think
does
I
not
could
shock
put
me.
it down. I really do.
I
Have
think
you
that
put it down?
no.
Because Murph won't let you.
Yeah.
No, I know. No, I know. I was just confirming for the class.
No, confirming I've never strapped Mercedes, but
And never will.
I wish.
Never say never.
Okay, answer the question.
I would rather fuck a guy than get strapped by a girl.
You're lying.
You would rather fuck
Why?
a man?
I'm waiting for this clip to get posted and then all the men coming at me. Don't worry, I don't actually want to fuck you either. But I just like, I think, okay. From like a Jamie Fine, I'm annoying answer, I really don't believe that sexuality is that linear. Like I've been attracted to men before. I am to my core gay and I know this, but like I really strongly believe that like gay women can be attracted to men sometimes, and like especially when it comes to sexuality, especially when it comes to sexuality, not linear in any way. And so that's like my annoying psychology Jamie R&R fucking reaction. My other reaction is my entire being is being a touch me not lesbian, and when I'm with women, being with women, yeah.
Women?
I'm sorry.
woman.
Do you have to tell me something?
Sorry. Oh my God, woman. Just one woman. I'm
Woman.
actually still a virgin. We
Woman.
haven't even done it yet. We're waiting for nothing. So no offense to anybody that's waiting to marriage. Good for you.
Fucking can't.
I'm just so afraid of pissing anybody off.
You're pissing me off.
Except for you. I'm fine pissing you off. But like, it's my entire identity. And it's not just how I identify, it's what I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean?
I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Do you think it feels emasculating?
Yes. That's what it is that it's my identity with women that like I am the top. I don't like being touched. It's just how I am. It brings up a lot of penis envy. It brings up a lot of that conversation that we've already had in previous episodes.
Yet a real penis doesn't.
What do you mean?
A real penis going inside of
Because
you
at least
doesn't.
it's there. It's, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing is that like I know that confused the shit out of you, eh?
I'm following what you're fucking
Yeah.
putting down, but
Like it's not me having to, I know this sounds crazy. It's like, it's not me having to change who I am to like suck up something happening. It's like, sorry, literally. It's like if I have to choose and I'm with a man, it's like, that's not my preference ever. And like, I don't want that, but I don't have to change who I am to my core to do it.
I'm sorry, this is just a really tough pill to swallow.
I know.
It makes no sense to me.
I know.
that you feel emasculated with a woman, but can get dicked down by a man.
I think it's because I'm practical about the fact that like I'm not
really
a
hated
man.
that.
Like I'm mask. You what?
Said I really hated that.
I know. Dick
But
down is crazy.
I also feel like you of all people should understand that because let me explain. So when we went to LA, you dressed up like super femme, and when she's in her like femme era, all she does is like flirt with men. This like maybe like a more, well, obviously a more feminine side comes out of you when you're around men, and then when you're around women, it's like your most masculine side. So like maybe,
But is that the same?
but maybe
Yeah.
though, because maybe you
Isn't that
are,
quite
there
literally
is
the same?
something inside you that
Yes.
makes you
Isn't that the
feel,
same?
or you can connect more with your feminine side around men opposed to women.
1,000%.
Do you feel that way? You feel more feminine around men?
It's no. I think it depends. No, it
in
depends.
Like in like,
In, like,
a,
that
an
context.
intimate
Yes.
context.
Yes,
You can
and that's
be
what-
more like
yes.
submissive, more
That's
feminine.
a very
more
good way
like,
of explaining it. I think it's for me. It's like I'm like I'm not a man. I know that I'm not a man. We've unpacked this. I know, tough day.
Maybe.
but yeah. But like for me, it's like I'm not pretending to be a guy. I'm more masculine presenting, right? That's my comfort level. And so when I'm around men, I'm not delusional about the fact that like, but I'm a man too. No. I'm just I'm like, hey, I relate to some things you think, and I relate to something women think because I'm a woman who's masculine presenting. I know, crazy for me to say
around
that.
men, you're like, I'm just a little girl.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I'm so uncomfy. I'm so uncomfy.
I felt the discomfort from here.
I'm sweating. Thank you so much. First of all, that's going to be our first fight, but we'll pick that up later. No, yeah, I feel like it's like, first of all, I don't want to do either. Like, I'm not like, I would love to fuck a guy.
You heard it here first, folks.
No,
Jamie Fine is straight.
No, but I think that's like the best way I know how to describe it, and you helped a lot. So, L'chaim.
Okay, I have a really interesting question. So you definitely identify more with men, probably a little bit more than she does. But you had a very interesting experience with this psychic that we all spoke to.
Yeah.
And she had a very interesting thing to say about your past lives and what gender you were. Do we want to talk about that?
Yes. Basically, she had told me that most of the time, people are the same gender in all their lives.
Like past lives.
In all their past lives, yes. And she had said that she was like, you were a man in another life. I think it was like my last life or something. I was a man. And then she said that, and in this life, you're so 50-50.
And this wasn't in
masculine.
person.
No.
This was
Yeah.
we all did phone calls, not even FaceTimes or like Zooms, phone calls. I think she prefers that. Yeah. She doesn't want the bias.
She has
Like,
no
And she doesn't
idea.
know. She doesn't
You.
know your last name. She doesn't know any information about you. Just your first name
And your
then
phone number.
And your phone
Yeah.
number.
and that
that's
you
it.
gave her money.
Yeah.
And that I transferred her. Yeah. But yeah. So she said, and in this life, she's like, you're so equally feminine and masculine, and that's literally exactly how I feel. Is like, maybe not equal, but very balanced between masculinity and femininity. But yeah, she was just mentioning that I was a man in another life to see if I could reach. That's a whole other thing. But like she wanted to see, or I wanted to see if I could reach a higher level than I was by being a man.
Fascinating.
She was
I said,
crazy.
wish it was this life, Rhoda.
God. That's pretty funny. Yeah, but we all we did promise that we would talk about that this session, but we all literally had crazy experiences with this psychic.
Okay, let's talk about what we think like the craziest thing that we heard or learned about ourselves, or like what was the most mind-blowing sentence that Rhoda had given to you guys.
My almost like one sentence. Oof.
Oh my God.
I don't know if I can pick one.
That's so hard to condense.
I know.
It's interesting, and like I look at you and I know exactly what I think was the most mind-blowing for yours, and I wonder if it would be the same.
Okay, share with class.
Oh my God. I'm like trying to remember what she said to me now. I don't know.
About your past life and how you
Oh my God. Like about like my like throwing up stuff.
yeah
That was fucking
crazy.
Okay, so to preface for everyone, I have extremely bad emetophobia, which is like a phobia of vomiting. I've had it like for most of my life, but it's gotten aggressively worse as I've gotten older. Rhoda knew none of this about me, and we get on the call, and she basically tells me that I have had really traumatic experiences with like death and dying in past lives, and a lot of them had to do, or like some of them, for example, are the most heavy ones, were me dying of vomiting. And which is so crazy. Like I was apparently poisoned in another life and then died of like vomiting and dehydration.
She also didn't know that this phobia existed.
Yeah,
like you didn't talk to her about it.
No, I mean, only like the close people. I mean, not sure I post on TikTok, but like Rhoda never found my fucking TikTok.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like she doesn't give a shit. Yeah. But basically I had this conversation with Mercedes like a couple days or a couple weeks prior to my Rhoda appointment. And she was like, what are you so scared of to throw up? Like, why does it affect you so much? And I'm like, I just feel like I'm going to die. And I said those words to her verbatim before I had my session with Rhoda. And then Rhoda's like, yeah, you've died in past lives from throwing up. And I can see that it carries like a very heavy chapter in like your current life.
That's
And I'm like,
crazy.
Isn't it like, didn't she
what?
say,
That's so crazy. Like who dies of throwing up?
Well, also like
does that?
I don't know a lot of people who have like a significant phobia of throwing up. I know people who are like, I don't love it. I don't think anybody loves
anybody
it.
loves it.
No,
Yeah.
but like I don't know anybody with like a phobia, and for her to just tell that story and then relate it to your current life without her
So
knowing.
Bold. Like you have to be confident as fuck. Cause like, how would she know that affects me? Like throwing
Yeah.
up doesn't affect like
a lot
the
of people.
standard or average
Yes,
person. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So yeah, that was fucking crazy.
But didn't she say that like that you always like carry a chapter over from your past life
Yeah.
to your next one?
Yes, and
so
she-
that was like just fucking
Exactly.
crazy.
And she said that there's like, people usually have like 5 pages of a chapter from their last life that they carry forward. And she said that carried like multiple chapters into my current life, which means that it has like a significant
Yeah.
effect on my current life.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No, that one fucking set me. I was like, well, if I wasn't a believer, I'm a believer.
You are now.
Yeah.
It sent me, and it's not even my life.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm fucking dead.
That was
holy.
We all talked about the fact, because after you guys' appointments for a couple weeks, you guys had felt like your anxieties had really gone away a lot.
Oh,
And I think you had talked about just feeling a lot better about a lot of things. And one of the things we had talked about is if it's a placebo or not, who fucking cares?
yeah.
If it gives you peace of mind,
Yeah.
exactly.
If knowing that you were a fucking boy in the past life helps you explain why you might feel that way in this life, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
If knowing that you threw up in one of your, or you threw up and died in one of your past lives helps you fucking feel better about it in this life, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It just made so much sense, because I think like when you have like an irrational fear of something, right? Like it really just fucks with your mind, and then it's like you just like are shitting on yourself 24/7. So you're like, why the fuck do I feel this way? Like I'm not normal, whatever. And then when you have something explain,
It's just
why
validating.
you feel the way you feel, it's
Yeah.
so fucking
So
validating.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. And the thing about Rhoda too is that she does, I think I'm gonna butcher this, but she does like your like
Your
chakras,
chakras. Yeah.
Reiki, and she like cleanses your like
yeah, everything.
aura,
in your
and I don't know
body.
the proper words, but
Yeah.
just even her saying like, okay, I'm going in and I'm clearing out all the toxicity,
Yeah,
and I'm
cutting
adding
these
in-
ties.
cutting the ties, and just like clearing your system of anything that will like bring you negativity or is like bringing you down. I felt like fucking 2 pounds after that.
Literally.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm as light as a fucking feather.
Yeah.
And it carried on. Like I was like, wow, I feel like I can speak up now. I can say what's on my mind. I didn't have I was way more confident leaving the session.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I think
That's
being able to
fucking
take
crazy.
some things that she said and like putting in the work of like kind of following through with all of that,
Like
I
applying
think,
it to your life.
yeah, like
Yeah.
again, like it's not hurting you, you know? I think that, yeah, like when you go to you go to the psychics that like,
You walk in from the street and you're like,
Yeah.
let's just do this for fun.
yeah. And like they say some things and it's like,
they're like
what-
fishing to
so
see what
vague.
resonates with you.
yeah.
Like they're so vague, and then they see like a twinkle in their eye and they're like, that's the one.
yeah.
And I think that's why I really fucked with Rhoda, because at the beginning of the session, she gives you the option like, okay, do you want to ask me questions, or do you want me just to talk and tell you what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I think all of us were like, we want to hear what you have to say first.
Yeah.
Like, I think we all did that.
I said a mix. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True.
But
Oh
at the-
yeah, I remember you doing that.
But initially, did you just let her kind of talk what she sees first and then like go back and forth? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like hearing the stuff she has to say and it's so specific. Like her readings are not like generalized. It is so fucking specific
Yeah.
and there is no way it could be about anybody
and
else.
scattered, which I loved.
Yes.
I actually believed it more because like she'd be talking about one thing and then she'd go on to something else, and I'd be like, "Is this a reading or are we having a conversation?" But then I realized at the end of it was a reading, and then she just talks about what she sees, and I think there's like a whole bunch of things that if I'm gonna believe in psychics, I'm gonna believe in that girl. That's the
Yeah.
one
Oh my
for
God.
me.
And I also like that she would say like, "Oh, I'm not sure," or "I'm not really getting anything from this."
Yeah.
Or, like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Which is like, I feel like if it's fake, you would have just made something up. Or
Yeah.
you would have
100%.
been vague, or you would.
Yeah, like when
know
you
what I
ask
mean?
the question, she'd be
Yeah.
like,
She'd be
I'm not getting anything.
I can't see it. I'm not getting anything.
Okay,
And we're like,
sure.
Sick.
Love that.
Like not telling you what you want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She did not say any of that. Yeah, she was fucking great. I think what Rhoda told Vic was fucking crazy, and you need to talk about
You had
it.
a wild session.
Yeah.
I really did. I mean, the thing is like we all had such different sessions. And I think I remember being like, oh, I don't know if I feel a little bit underwhelmed because like you guys were getting into like past lives and all this stuff. And I'm like learning so many different things about myself through it. So I was like, oh, but it was just very different. So she does this thing where she goes through your body, like you were saying, through the chakras, but she goes through like your brain. She goes through your eyes, your shoulders, your anatomy, basically. She went through everything and she got to my uterus, and she just like paused and she was like, this is not good. And of course I'm like, what the fuck, what do you mean?
First of all, Rhoda, that's my girlfriend. Back up.
Get out of her uterus.
Only I'm allowed in her uterus.
And I can't remember exactly what she had said, but I think there was just like trauma there, and she had mentioned, she was like, do you have really bad periods? And I was like, oh my God, Rhoda, don't even fucking get me started on those. They are not fun. And I was like, I didn't want to like offer up too much information, but I did say, I was like, I have been in the works of trying to get diagnosed for PCOS. And she basically cut me off and she was like, no, you don't have that. And I was like,
Bold.
That's so bold.
it was
So
so
bold.
bold.
Yeah.
But then she was like, no, you don't have that. You have advanced endometriosis and you need to go and get it checked out within the next 5 years. And I was like,
Which, like, so many of your health issues right now adds up to one or the other.
Yeah.
But her confidence.
but like,
You can't go around saying that to people, Rhoda.
Yeah.
But she can, because she's fucking psychic.
But that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you have to. You're gonna go get fucking checked tomorrow, and they're gonna tell you PCOS, and you're like, you can't just be like,
Yeah.
it's not that.
no,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
It was
she does, and she
fucking
did.
crazy. So, so she was like, you have advanced endometriosis. In the next 5 years, I need you to go and get a laparoscopic surgery for them to do the internal testing so you can get an actual proper diagnosis. And it needs to be within the next 5 years. And I was like, okay,
Crazy.
I'm not even going to like fight you on it. Sure. I mean, I keep forgetting, but now I have a doctor.
You do keep forgetting.
Yeah, but
That's fucking crazy.
it was just so fucking bold. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, sure. Like I'll get like, what's the harm in at least getting it tested to see if she's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I think that, yeah, and regardless of what it is, like, you are having health issues with that.
Yeah.
So, like, with that stuff that adds up. So, like, if that, again, that goes back to what we were talking about. If it's placebo, if it's real, if it's not, who cares? You should be getting checked for that anyway. And if
Yeah.
it's the kick in the ass that you need to fucking go get it done, then you get it done. If it came from Rhoda, if it came from me, if it came from a doctor, whoever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy bold.
It was just, yeah. And like so specific. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you might have endometriosis. She was like, no, you have advanced endometriosis
Yeah.
and you need to
Not
go and get it checked.
PCOS.
Yeah.
I was like,
Not
oh,
PCOS.
okay.
That's
It was wild.
crazy.
Fucking wild.
Rhoda was like, because obviously like when she starts speaking, you realize like right away that it's like all pretty specific. So there's obviously like truth to it, at least if it's like a bit. But I think that the thing that like really sold me on her being like the fucking best of the best was when because I guess she has like, I don't know, she has like a chart in front of you that's like shows your body in front of her or something like that, because then she can see when things like what colors they are and and all that type of stuff. And I remember she was like, she asked me for if she could have a couple minutes because she was like reading into my body or whatever, and I was on the phone and I was sitting on my chair like you know, just like laying back, relaxing. So he was just dead on the phone for like 2
Oh
minutes.
my God, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then she
Full
had
body
asked
chills.
me a question, and I don't know why, but instantly, like, I got nervous and I sat up straight in my chair. If we are on a actual phone call, you would never be able to know what my body was doing in that time. The second I sat up, she was like, I didn't even speak yet. She's like, why did you just get so much anxiety? I was like, huh? I'm like looking around my room. I'm
Where
like,
are you? Cameras?
she's like, your whole body just lit up red when I asked you that question. She's like, why are you so nervous right now? And I was like, I don't know why I'm nervous. Like, there's just anxiety. And she was basically saying that, like, I feel the need to, like, have the perfect answer to every question. And it was, like, just, like, a basic ass question, too. But the fact that she could just see how tense my body got over the phone.
Again,
Bold.
like not
so
FaceTime.
scared.
Like she can't see you.
Yeah.
Like she can't
what
read
I'm
your body
saying.
language. She has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
No, Rhoda's legit.
If anybody needs Rhoda's number,
Yeah. We're going to leave
We're
it
gonna put
right
it in the
here.
description box.
We should.
we'll ask her permission
Oh my
if she
God.
wants the promotion, but we can hook you up because goddamn, it was an experience for all of us.
Put it in the link tree.
Yeah.
Rhoda.
Literally.
Yeah.
Rhoda.
Oh my God. God bless Rhoda.
I think it was either the first or the second session you had done with Rhoda, and you had a few trips coming up. Do you remember this?
Yeah. She was like, so at that time we were planning a huge trip to South Africa, and that's the farthest I'd ever been. And my music like blew up there. And, it was my first time like going international with my music. And I was like, hey, we got to go. And it was this huge deal, this really huge deal for me. And, in the session, she was like, oh, you have like a trip coming up. And I said Edmonton, because we were going there to play a festival. And so that was the first trip, and it was before South Africa. So instinctively, I guess the word is, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to Edmonton. She's like, no, you have a huge trip coming up.
And you hadn't announced.
I didn't,
like,
nothing.
so- yeah,
I don't even
okay.
think I had announced it yet. Yeah, on social media.
Yeah.
But she was like, I was like, yeah, like I'm going to South Africa. So she's South African, but she lives in Canada.
Right.
And she hadn't been back since I blew up in South Africa. And she was very honest that she had no idea who I was, because she asked what I did in the first session that we did. And I told her, and she's like, I'm so sorry. Like she felt so bad that she didn't know who I was. And I was like, you and everybody else. So like, don't worry about it. But like, I was like, no, most people don't know who I am. Like, I'm not that huge of an artist. I'm waiting for you guys to say like, oh my God, you're huge. But
Oh my God, you're such a celebrity.
yeah, okay,
You're
thank
so
you so much.
famous.
Just fishing for
Can I have your
compliments.
autograph?
Yeah.
Sign my
I'll
tits.
Sign my
I'll sign your
tits,
pecs.
please.
Yeah.
Sign my
tip
nuts.
of my paw.
My nutsack's crazy. But I was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm going to. Not the thumb thing on each other. We're so romantic. Anyway, I told wrote about South Africa shit, and she felt so bad that she didn't know who I was, and I was like, oh, don't worry about it. And then the next session, she was like, I hope that you're comfortable with this. Like, I listened to your music.
So
Because
she fully,
she didn't
like,
know, but
okay.
her partner, I think, said you need to listen to this artist, and she was like, this must be you.
Wait, Rhoda's not gay, right?
No, I don't think so. No, I think she does. I think she's not gay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let's ask her. Do you want to call her right now and ask?
Oh my God, imagine doing a joint call on the podcast.
All four of us? That would
I
be
wish we could have
crazy.
Rhoda on here.
Oh my God,
Fuck,
have
I
her
love
right here.
her.
Not a word of a lie. We should actually think about organizing that and see if it's actually a possibility.
To do 4 friends at one time.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Maybe she could just talk about like what she sees, if she sees anything
In our
at all
relationship.
or for the podcast.
Oh,
But
true.
But Rhoda stresses
Oh.
that she's not psychic.
No, but she's like,
she's a medium, or I forget.
no,
what she said.
because she's like talked about my business before. Like she talked about alter ego.
Oh,
Yeah, she's talked about like social media.
Remember
and
she
stuff
talked
for-
about Nashville for you.
Yeah, talked about Nashville. Talked about like YouTube for me. Like she's talked about like
Like she isn't just like talking to the fucking ghosties in the room.
No, and ghosties is crazy, first of all. But like, no, absolutely, I for sure she's talking about like a wide range of things. But I don't know, that would be cool to do on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think.
oh my God, if we could get Rhoda on, that would be fucking iconic.
Can you finish your story?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
You were saying that Rhoda, the next session, she listens to your music.
So I think her partner had gone and said, you need to listen to this girl. Like, I love her music or something. I don't know if he actually said that, but I'm going to say that he said that. She's so pretty and handsome. And I'm kidding.
Did you just call yourself pretty?
I'm
So
a
you
mess right
agree?
now.
You
So
think you're
agree.
really pretty?
So you agree?
Whatever. So she had told me very honestly that she listened to the music. And it kind of just like sparked more of a conversation. But initially she had no idea who I was when she asked, like, what's the big trip you're going on? And so I said South Africa. And she's like, I'm South African. Like, I was born in South Africa and my family still lives there. And she was talking to me about all these things. And then she started, like, the conversation steered personal, like more personal. And that's what I thought anyway, because she was giving me like advice about like South Africa and like
telling
all
you resorts.
yeah, and, like
and,
things to
like,
go see and
yeah.
people to see or whatever it was, words to learn in the language in Afrikaans. It was like really, it was like a very enjoyable conversation actually. And then I had said something. I had never told her that I had a partner, or maybe I had mentioned something like me and my girlfriend, something maybe like that, and she had started talking about like diamonds in South Africa, and I was like, no, I know, like I've watched that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Like I definitely know that you know it's an issue, it's very corrupt, blah blah. And then I thought we were still having a personal conversation, and then I transparently had started talking about, we like moved on from it. I started talking about my relationship a little bit, and I was like, you know, in my past relationships I've had a really hard time not committing in like a cheating way, committing in like a I can't see forever. It's like I can't see myself being with one person forever, emotionally, not just physically. And I was like, you know, this is the first relationship where it's my instinct to stay, and I just don't want to fuck it up. And I don't want to run ever. Like I always want to make this work because I've never wanted it so bad with somebody else. And she was like, yeah, why do you think I was talking to you about diamonds in South Africa? And I was like, oh,
Mic drop.
so that wasn't just a personal conversation. And so she was fully like insinuating getting an engagement ring in South Africa.
And what's crazy to me, okay, this is something that like, first of all, she's been to South Africa.
Driving good sort of.
Anyways, no, but something like you took it very differently, and like I'm so glad that that's where that went for you, because that's great for me. But the day before you took that call, you had said to me, I want to cover you in diamonds.
Yeah.
And then she brought that up, and I was like,
I know it was hot. It was really hot.
Why did you say that? Can we get the full sentence?
no, it was
really
literally, we were
sexy.
literally laying in bed, just like cuddling, and she was like, I want to cover you in diamonds.
but I said it like aggressively, like I'm gonna toot my own horn here for a second. It was really sexy, but I was like, I want to cover you in fucking diamonds right now. Like it was just like I just felt so like I want you to be the bougiest bitch right now. I don't know why. I know.
So fucking hot.
I know.
you.
But also
so-
really expensive.
yeah.
But we love that.
But so it was just an interesting, like, very different take on it. But I was like, whoa, you literally just said that yesterday. Like, you want to cover me in diamonds. And then here Rhoda is saying,
Yeah,
there's so many
talking about
diamonds in
diamonds.
South Africa. And I was like, okay, sure.
Was she here?
Yeah.
Is she in our room?
Is she in the room?
Rhoda, are you? Yeah.
place
Also,
is
you're
booked.
welcome.
Yeah. That,
Rhoda is everywhere.
Yeah. She probably is.
Rhoda's always watching.
She really is.
Like Big Brother. Yeah.
yeah. Terrifying. Okay, Murph. We haven't really talked about your experience with Rhoda,
I think the most fascinating thing that she said to you is that this is your last life.
which is so sad to me.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's one of the most interesting things. Since I've literally been young, like I've always believed in stuff like this. And because I guess I'm just a cocky prick, I've always said, I know this is my last life. Like I can tell, I can feel it. I've said this to Carly how many times, like
million.
during our whole
Like you feel like you've
relationship.
learned everything there is to
Yes.
learn in your
You've done
life.
everything.
I feel, yes, like I feel very wise, and the confidence level that I have and how sure I am of myself, and like my limited insecurities, and like the knowledge that I feel like I have over things that I've never learned is actually insane.
Like studied, learned.
Yes. Like I've never studied things that I just know, and like my intuition, like how I read people, I'm just so cocky. I feel like I genuinely to my core feel like I just know things, and like
But like without being able to kind of back it up. Like
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah,
no, I
I'm
just
like,
know.
I just know that this is how it is.
Yeah.
And I just know that this is how you feel. And I just know that's just how I am. And I've always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got into my session with Rhoda and we started talking about it, and she explained to me that I was like, my higher self is like the highest on the list, basically. And she was like, this is your last life. She's like, you've literally experienced everything that you could experience and that you have to experience, and you've learned everything you need to learn. You're here to now, like, they sometimes send like higher ups. I don't like saying that, but this is what she said. This is what Rhoda said.
We need to fact check with Rhoda.
This is what Rhoda said. She said they send like higher ups down to like teach people and help people and guide people. And so
interesting.
yeah, so she basically said that's what I'm here to do.
And
Are you sad that it's your? Sorry to interrupt you, baby.
That's
Do you want to
okay.
go? It's probably more important than what
no,
I was saying.
I was just because wasn't there a part where she was like, your inner child refuses to talk to your higher self or something?
Yeah, she's like because I guess there's two parts too. There's your inner child,
Not your
and
higher self being just, or your inner child being just as stubborn as you are.
Yeah, literally, and that's what she said.
It's
She's
like
like,
the
you're
conflict.
so stubborn. She's like, you're so confident, like in a strange way. Like even when because Rhoda's obviously a fucking medium, she's like, I just want to let you know that I am so honored to be able to talk to your higher self.
As
She
if her
literally
ego
said-
needed more boosting.
That's the last thing she needed.
Yeah, my head was
She could barely
this
fit
big.
through the fucking door out.
Yeah.
You're like, literally, Rhoda, get fucked.
Yeah, she literally was like, I just want to let you know I'm honored. And then yeah, she's like, I'm looking at your inner child, and your inner child doesn't look like a child. And she was like, and I'm trying to get your inner child to talk to your higher self to like help me communicate. And she's like, your inner child is saying that she's too advanced to talk to her. Like she's not gonna do it. And
Didn't she say she was a bitch?
yeah, she's like, your inner child is a bitch. And I was like,
Let's fucking
checks
go,
out.
Rhoda.
Yeah, I was like, that checks out.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. And she was like, she's refusing to talk to her, but with good reason. She's like, she deserves to be able to say that. Like,
Interesting.
it's well deserved. She kept saying, she's like, because they're refusing to speak. But she's like, but well deserved. And then that's why she was like, but I'm honored that your higher self like talked to me and whatever.
Yeah. Fucking crazy. What were you saying, Jim? That are you scared?
Oh yeah. When you heard like this is your last life, were you like sad about that, or were you like, thank fucking God, I'm exhausted?
Well, I knew.
Quit sending me back.
Well, I already knew that.
I picture your fucking inner child like hanging onto the tree, unwilling to let go, and something's like dragging you. We're like, don't send me back, don't send me back, don't send me back.
Yeah. No, I knew that it was like, I just know that it is.
That's so
God.
crazy.
I don't know why that makes me feel so emotional. I feel like I could cry right now.
I know.
Yeah.
It makes you feel
Cry.
very sad.
No,
I
I know,
cried.
but
that's-
I think we both got really emotional when you told us over the phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this helps me, and I don't know how everyone else feels, but it's because I do believe in an afterlife. And
Yeah.
so
Oh, an afterlife, not a reincarnation life. Okay, I understand.
no, I believe in an afterlife, and like I do think that when we do go somewhere, and I feel like we live like, I feel like we just have peace. And we get to kind of do whatever we want, and I feel like it's just happy and well, and I feel like I fucking deserve it.
After
Bet
that
you do.
many
You
lives.
definitely deserve it. I just feel like it fucks me up because I do feel like I'm not gonna cry.
Oh my God, it's okay if you do.
Maybe this is your it's not your last life, but
No, and
Carly's like, don't touch me. I'm
no,
actually
I
gonna.
know. I think that's why I get like so emotional about it, because I just feel like I can't imagine living this life or any other lives. We're cutting this out. This is not saying it.
Oh my God, it's so.
This is so embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing.
No, it's so beautiful.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
It's romantic. That's beautiful.
yeah, basically Carly is just saying that she feels like we're supposed to live every life together.
That.
And that doesn't mean that like I feel like you'll just come find me, or I'll come find you.
Why am I sobbing?
What the fuck, dude?
That was fucked up.
Ow! Ow!
Oh my god.
Oh my God!
Okay. I need to leave.
Get fucked.
Baby, we're gonna have 80 listen to me, we're gonna have the next 80 years together.
That's a long
It's
time.
crazy. You're gonna live to 104. That's crazy. First of all, that math isn't even mathing.
No, that was sad.
Okay, listen, but who's to say that it's not your last life, or who's to say maybe your
No,
next
it's
life?
not. It's not. I know it's not.
Yeah, I know it's not either.
No, Rhoda was like, bitch, you got a lot to learn. Like,
Fuck. Rhoda's like, sorry about your fucking girlfriend. It's her last life, but you're coming back.
she's like, you
But
need a lot
here's
of
the
help.
beauty. Here's the beauty. I'm gonna tell you guys the beauty of it. Okay.
I'm like,
Baby, let me tell you what the beauty of
hold
it
on,
is.
I need a second to like. I'm
Jasper's scratching in the door. Coming to be our emotional support dog.
The beauty of this is that we get to live for the next, do Kumon for me,
Got you.
like 70,
Not even math. Just
Why do you
come
think
on.
you're living so old?
70 years.
Okay, 94. That's
94,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
So we're going to live the next 70 years together, okay? And we're going to live the next...
I can't tell if you're crying because you don't want to.
Listen,
You're like making it worse.
no, we're going to live the next 70 years together.
Okay.
And then when we do pass and you're reincarnated, you're not going to remember this life. So who cares?
That didn't make it any better.
Yeah, that was
We're not
stupid.
going to remember.
You
No one's
started
gonna know.
so high.
I'm going to be protecting
That
you
was shit.
Okay.
in your next
That's
life.
Whatever that was.
And
I
yeah,
hated that.
I hope you come back because Jax.
imagine.
In
But
a
maybe,
different life.
maybe, oh my God, here's something. Maybe,
Maybe this is your last
Maybe
life
this is-
as a human.
yeah, maybe I'll be your dog.
Weird.
No, what I was gonna say is
Weird.
maybe when you pass and you've lived all the lives that you need to live, that maybe you get to choose. Maybe you get to decide like if you want to be reincarnated, or maybe you get to decide how long you come for, or maybe you get to decide if like maybe I'll get sent down again to help, you know?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
My face is soaking wet.
It's okay. It's hilarious. You look great.
But no one's gonna remember their next lives.
So it's
lack
interesting.
thereof.
I don't think I mean, I so intensely disagree with you, but it's not like factual disagree. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like,
opinion.
I want that. Like,
Yeah.
I want that. I don't disagree with how amazing that would be. It's like, yeah, what are the chances? Like, but it would be interesting. I mean, I feel like we should like leave each other. I don't know how to say this, but like just leave notes for each other. Like go write on a tree somewhere and like, yeah, isn't that romantic? And like try to go find it in the next life. But like we don't remember
have a
anything.
fucking clue.
Yeah. We just have this
I just
fucking
have this-
calling
I
to
just
go to
have
this tree.
instinct to go to this fucking tree and see
Yeah.
if there's anything
Oh my
on
god,
it.
That's the thing
what a
is that-
movie though. We should write a screenplay
And
to
then I'm
that.
like, oh, someone named Jim signed it. Okay.
Fucking Jimbo. Who the hell is
Jimbo.
Jimbo?
What a stupid fucking name.
Jimbo, Jimbo, Murph, Carl, and Victor. Who the fuck are these people?
Imagine you
Sound
could
like
find.
fucking losers.
That's funny.
That's great.
But that's the thing is that like I don't understand how people believe that it's just like black when you go, when you talk to your grandpa and wrote a fact check with your grandpa and he was there and like.
But there's no science behind that. But that's why I'm saying I'm so
But
one
you
foot in,
believe
one side.
that.
No, I don't know if I believe that. I think that I share that story being like, fuck, like an amazing thing it would be if that was true. But like I can't back that up with any science. Just like people can't back up God with any science or this or that and the other. But I might believe in that as well, right?
Yeah.
And I think. I mean, it was interesting. I was listening to this, I think it was a comedian, and he was like, you know, what's crazier than believing, like for people who are like very anti-religion and stuff like that, which like I'm not anti-religion in any way. It's just like I didn't grow up with that. So I don't know what I believe. That as I've said 17,000 fucking times in this podcast. But this comedian was like, you know what's crazier than not believing in God because you can't back it up with science? Believing in nothing because you can't back it up with science. And
No,
I
it's
was like,
true.
oh, that's crazy. That math was mathin'. So I feel like that's how I feel about like the psychic thing and like all the things that we talked about on today's session. It's like, oh, like, yeah, I can't back any of it up. I can't scientifically prove it, but it would be a beautiful thing if it existed. And so maybe I'll put my faith in that. I don't know.
I feel like this is your last life too. No, I'm being serious.
Don't tell her that.
No, I feel like it is. I feel like it is. I think it is.
What the fuck? Don't
Me and you will be together.
We'll be looking down on our girlfriends being like, can you please fucking speed this up?
Yeah, fucking learn already, idiots.
Grow up.
They're babies. We're watching down on them, baby. Grow up.
All All right, lovers. I feel like we can skip. This was an emotionally taxing episode. We can skip out on the personal question for the day. What do you think?
We got, I think, a little too personal.
Yeah, I have no capacity to give any advice. I just need to go cry.
Yeah. Well, we'll go hold each other. We'll try to work on getting Rhoda on an episode because that would be fucking iconic. And as always, we fucking love all y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Cheers
probably
quiz.
Cheers.
punch Murph in the throat for saying that.
Yeah.
Right about now, we're gonna take